Wait a minute. You are... The eyes of the beautiful young man grew wider as he recognized me. Before the young man could open his mouth again, the quick-witted Eileen hurriedly accepted my coins. 50,000 coins. Okay. Is it really 50,000 coins? The astonished boy's mouth dropped open as he glanced between Eileen and me. 50,000 coins wasn't that big a deal in terms of the scenarios, but it was a substantial amount in the demon world. It was an area that the constellations hardly ever visited due to the demon kings. Of course, by my standards, 50,000 coins was petty cash. The Kim Dojega's legend first part has been completed on Peaceland. The pioneers of the area are preaching faith in you. 15,000 coins have been acquired. I even received coins in real time. This was the good thing about being a constellation. Even without the sponsorship, I made money just by being famous. The stiffened demon nobles belatedly reacted. Who are you? I looked at their information. Demon Earl Sillock and Demon Baron Melon. They were moderately well-known collectors in the Sistwitz industrial complex. I understand, customer. Usually I would bow politely, but courtesy was just counterproductive to these guys. They were like hyenas who liked to eat those who showed weakness or fear. You, now. The demon baron, Melon, raised his energy at my tone. Let it go, Melon. Sillock watched the situation and dissuaded Melon. The Earl looked like he was eating with an unwelcome guest. The character Demon Earl Sillock is looking at you with curiosity. Your understanding of the character Demon Earl Sillock has increased. I didn't miss this opportunity to use a skill. The exclusive skill Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint has been activated. Then I started to hear Sillock's thoughts. This guy can easily pay 50,000 coins. A citizen can never pay this amount. Besides, look at that relaxation. 50,000 coins is obviously a pittance for him. Who is this? This is the first time I've seen him in the area. Wait a minute. That demonic energy. Don't tell me. It was going as I thought. No, it was better. In any case, the Sistwitz industrial complex was bursting with stories about the new Demon King. If so, it wouldn't be bad to leak misleading information to them. I spoke in a voice full of bravado. You must have already guessed. I spoke in Yu Jung-hyuk's tone and Sillock's complexion changed. He nodded as if his thoughts were correct and then spoke politely to me. Noble demon, I am belatedly greeting you. Do you happen to be visiting from the Gilabat Industrial Complex? It looks like your ears are working properly. However, you didn't give any notice that you were visiting this area. Do I have to tell my route to someone like you? That? I'm sorry. He was convinced by my short answer. The right to move without prior notice. He must be at least Marquis grade. There's nothing good about getting entangled with the Gilabat Industrial Complex. After the brilliant misunderstanding, Sillock bowed to me and elbowed Melon. Let's go. Ha! But we only needed to get it. Melon belatedly nodded at his superior's sober judgment. Melon took 50,000 coins from Eileen and warned in a fierce voice. This time you got lucky. Don't expect it to happen next time, Eileen. The two demon nobles left the watch store. Maybe Sillock would report this to his boss immediately. It didn't matter. I couldn't think up to there. The clock store was filled with energy once the storm passed. It was the beautiful boy who broke the atmosphere. Isn't this considerably big? Who the hell are you? He looked up at me with sparkling eyes, and I smiled quietly. What's your commission? Eileen belatedly came to her senses and asked me. That, by the way, are you a noble? The demons had misunderstood, but there was no way Eileen should misunderstand. I shook my head. I'm not a demon noble. Then, I quietly took off my coat as an answer. Sparks appeared and the broken story fragments fell down. Shock appeared on Eileen's face as she checked my body. An exile! Then the special request. That's right. Eileen's face was white because she could guess the scale of my story with one glance. I've never had a story of this magnitude. Only you can do it. You are the story expert of the Sistwitz Industrial Complex. Eileen's expression shook at the word story expert. As my consciousness started to collapse, I grabbed her shoulders and added, "Fix me, Eileen Makerfield." My consciousness flickered while I sensed Eileen and several strangers. There were a few voices following me. How can an incarnation have a story of this magnitude? Who is he? There are a mixture of stories that don't fit the norm. Oh my god, isn't this a legendary story? Is this really an incarnation? I don't think this is the status of an incarnation. He ate those dangerous fragments and is still alive. I wouldn't have suffered so much if the level of Lamarck Kieran was higher. The absorption rate was high. It would be possible to neutralize the effect of mixing story fragments. However, that wasn't my current situation. Like the human immune response, different stories were attacking each other to defend themselves. We need to stabilize this as soon as possible. Eileen's voice was tense. Eileen Makerfield. According to Ways of Survival, she was a magic engineer on the planet Lindbergh. She studied for a long time and learned that the essence of this world was the story. She didn't achieve transcendent, but she was one of the few incarnations with the attribute of story expert. My consciousness flickered a few more times, then strength gradually started to return to my body. The chills caused by the exile penalty were reduced, and the pain of my body alleviated. The right arm of the poor swordmaster and broken heart of a young gold dragon didn't collide with the other stories and safely permeated my body. Indeed, it was a good choice to visit Eileen. I finished checking my body and slowly opened my eyes. There was the beautiful ace of a young boy in front of me. I felt it before, but he was really pretty. It was better to express his appearance as a girl than a boy. Wah! The surprised young man suddenly screamed. I tried to slowly raise my body, but I couldn't move. Looking closer, my body was tied to the operating table. It seemed to be a technique to suppress the power of the story. I looked around and found that there was only the boy. Perhaps he was a bit relieved to know I was tied up, and he opened his mouth. Hey, what are you? No, this situation was better. I needed some time along with these guys anyway. I told him, "What do you think? You like quizzes." Who said that? In any case, make a guess. Intrigue filled the eyes of the young boy. As expected, it was a good catch. The young man thought about it before asking me, "Are you a returnee?" Returnee? Why do you think that? It doesn't make sense for a common citizen of the demon world to have such a large amount of money. It's okay. Continue. You said that you're not a demon, and I don't think that you're a normal incarnation. You also have many rare stories. You seem to be somewhat strong. And there's only one answer. How is it? Is my reasoning correct? I looked at his brightly shining eyes and somehow wanted to make fun of him. Your reasoning is right, but you need one premise. What's the premise? The premise is that all returnees are strong. The beautiful young man's expression became strange at my words. What do you mean by that? Don't you know what a returnee is? There are those who return to their planets after gaining a powerful strength from another dimension or planet. How can those people be weak? I don't know. I haven't met all the returnees in the world, right? For example, some returnees might not want to return because they hate their planet. The expression of the young boy hardened. You are frustrated because you moved to a different dimension several times but didn't get much power. You got a new body but don't have any talent. Wait. You became frustrated by your lack of talent and decided to sit still in one place and live out an ordinary life. Who are you really? I grinned and opened my mouth. Haeyoung, are you happy with your life in the demon world? What? The exclusive skill character list is activated. Character information. Name, Jang Hayoungs, Aileen Makerfield. Age, 23 years old, 15 years old. Constellation support, none. Private attribute, dimensional mover, hero. Estranged from birthplace, rare. Master of the Wall, Myth. Exclusive skills, Unidentified Wall, level 1. Spiteful Tongue, level 3. Grumbling, level 5. Laziness, level 3. Sloth, level 3. Lethargy, level 4. Grumbling, laziness, sloth, lethargy? Who would see this guy's information and think he was the second protagonist of Ways of Survival? If Yu Jung-hyuk saw this, his pride would be hurt by the fact that his name was on the same list. And how are you? However, Jang Hayoung wasn't originally like this. He tried and tried again, but the results weren't good. A huge wall was always obstructing him. The results didn't match the process. Oh, you don't use your real name here. Should I call you Aileen? How do you know my real name? The surprised Jang Hayoung backed up towards the wall. I looked at him and recalled old memories. Author name, I think it's better to create a new character. If I hadn't left that comment at that time, would Jang Hayoung exist in today's world? In addition, it should preferably be a pretty girl. Maybe this is why I felt responsible for this guy. I didn't know if the author created this character because of me. However, the setting, since Jung-hyuk's a regressor, it's enough if the new character is a dimensional mover. At the very least, if I hadn't left this comment, the second protagonist wouldn't have to keep moving dimensions. You're not without talent, you just don't know your talent. What? What does that mean? I was just opening my mouth again when the door burst open. Is that Aileen? What's the fuss? And Eileen! Eileen saw Jang Hayoung's face and glanced at me. What are you? What did you do to him? I shrugged without saying anything. Some people could be seen behind Eileen. Maybe they were members of the Siswit Civil Council. They were the last conscience against the Duke's ambitions. I liked such people. I could deal with Jang Hayoung later. I needed to take care of this side first. Duke Siswitz. What? He's ambitious. He refused a high-ranking position in another demon realm and came to this remote area. The members of the council glared at each other at my words. I stared at Eileen and said, maybe Duke Siswitz asked you to make him a giant soldier. Is that right? Uh-huh. That guy, he got a taste when he went on a tour of the demon world. That's why he's making such an unreasonable request. He doesn't know his subjects. How do you... The members of the civil council were greatly confused by the information I knew. The surprised Eileen seemed to be stiffening. I didn't miss this chance. You have refused him 3 times, and next time he will take you by force. Are you ready? The faces of Eileen and the citizens darked at my words. It was certain. They were powerful on their own planets, but couldn't compare to the Duke of a demon world. I enjoyed the silence before saying with a grin, if you listen to my conditions, I will stop the Duke for you. It was puzzling for them. The exile who suddenly appeared not only knew this information, but offered a ridiculous proposal. It was Eileen who struggled to shut her mouth. You, who the hell are you? Yes, it started from here. I wish I could say that I was Kim Dokja, but that wasn't possible yet. If I revealed my name here, the constellations on Earth would know I was still alive. Then, let's go back to the original work. I recalled the 111th regression in the novel and declared in a voice as evil as possible. My name is Yu Jung-hyuk. I'm here to become the Demon King of the 73rd Demon Realm. Your notoriety is spreading in the 73rd Demon Realm. Yu Jung-hyuk stared up at the sky the moment he heard the message. What? Of course, the sky didn't answer. Then, Yu Jung-hyuk's expression changed strangely. Yu Jung-hyuk thought about something for a moment before staring at the sky with disbelief, muttering, Kim Dokja?